So the next part we're starting on this truck with the EGR puller is we are doing the 4 injectors on this side. So let's go ahead and get it apart. Okay, we're going to take this pin off the dipstick. It didn't feel very tight. Okay. I'll put them up here so I don't lose the nuts. Then we're going to go get that one. And there's that one. We need a little extension for the back. So do the back upper. I'm gonna have to get this one off. Now when we get the whole stud. Okay, cool. So we got all that stuff off. Now we just need a 12. Start pulling the valve cover bolts. These ones are pretty easy to remember where the studs go. It's the early ones that are a little wonky. And again, like I said earlier, if someone's been playing with it, they put them back in the wrong place and it makes it difficult. Okay, we got those. So I gotta get the one in the back. I'm probably gonna have to do that one by hand. We're gonna get all the ones here in the corner. I'm gonna drop that one. So I have an extension. Let's take the extension off. Okay. So I set it up there just to make it easier for me. And these gaskets, I replaced maybe one in like 50 trucks. They really aren't a problem unless someone damaged them from before. So I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. I'm going down. Remember, we gotta share the same alibi. Looks like everybody's okay. I like that. I'll have to grab a new one in a second. Right now I'm getting the one in the back. Like I was saying, these gaskets rarely go bad. Okay, I got the back one out. The back one is just a bolt, not a stud. Okay, so, oh, look at that. Interesting. So since I'm pulling the oil rail off, I'm gonna take the gasket out, just so it doesn't fall down. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it for a second and change the battery. I have to get the socket for the oil rail and the bolts. Okay. So I found that these ones are a 12mm Allen head for the dummy plug and stand tube. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the injector connectors out right now, get that out of the way. And like I showed you last time, just use this fancy little tool I got on Amazon. It's supposed to work good, but right now it's kind of letting me down. There we go. There's that one. There's that one. Okay, and then we're gonna get that one. Okay. Okay. And then we'll get the back one. Can't really even see back there. Okay, perfect. So I got all those out. Now let's get the, I gotta get the stand tube out. So I'm gonna try to use my electric ratchet. These are generally pretty tight, so I don't think this is gonna do it. Oh, there it is. Cool. So this one probably come out just the tip, yep. And I have brand new ones. Anytime I work on these, I replace the dummy plug and stand tube because it's a high failure rate on these. And then we'll pull, might as well pull the dummy plug out while the rail's in. And then the way you can tell these are updated if they have the Teflon. They have the Teflon ring on them. These ones, not sure. Let me look. Yep, these ones have been updated. You can see the white Teflon, so that's cool. Now that we have the stand tube out, we can go ahead and pull the rail off. And just so you know, you don't have to pull the dummy plug. The dummy plug is the front and forwardmost plug. You don't have to pull that out to pull the rail. The reason why there's two holes is the rails can be put on either side and they'll work on either which way. So they have one that has to have a plug in it and the other one has the stand tube in it that brings the oil up from the bottom of the engine, or from the branch tube on the center of the engine, I should say. So these are all T30s. Then pull these out. Let me move my camera so you can see a little bit better. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. So, like I said, this is the dummy plug hole. This is a stand tube. The stand tube is always in the back of the engine because that's where the branch tube's at. The branch tube connects to the high pressure oil pump through the snap to connect fitting. Or, well, they originally just had a snap to connect and they updated it to a permanent fitting, but yeah, that's how it connects to get oil pressure from the high pressure oil pump. Okay. I got all of them. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take all these bolts out and I put them in the valve cover. It's just the way that I do it. Sound weird. And like I said before, you don't want to drop these in the engine. Drop them in the engine, you're in for a bad day. But first, I want to wipe this dirt, try to get it off of that surface so it doesn't fall in the engine. Okay, now that we have all the bolts out of the rail and the stand tubes out, you can take it and just pry it up a little bit. Doesn't take very much force. Sometimes they're in there a little bit more, and then we're just going to set it down like that. You want to make sure the oil, because what you're doing is you're pulling it, and then the nipples that go in the injectors, you're pulling them off, put them to the side so this rail will drain all the oil back into the engine, so you're not making a huge giant mess. While that's doing that, I already have the socket for the injectors, because I used it to do the oil filter adapter. Queso cheese. Okay, they don't look like they're draining very much anymore. So we're gonna pull the rail, just lift it straight out, and then we're gonna turn it upside down, and I just set it in the valve cover. So we'll be going back together here in about 10 minutes. I already have the brand new injectors here. Shouldn't say brand new, remanufactured from Ford. So hopefully they're good. Okay, there's 2. And on the 6-liter, this is the even side, so you got 2, 4, 6, 8, and then the driver's seat is right there. The passenger side is 1, 3, 5, and 7. 7 being close to the passenger seat. I'm trying to say that carefully so everybody understands, so it doesn't confuse anybody. Okay, now he's pulling injector out. The nice thing about the 6-liter is they generally don't hydrolock. The van? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem, you're good. The nice thing about these trucks, the 6-liter, is that when you pull the injectors, they don't hydrolock the cylinders. Like the 7.3, if you have to pull the plug out and do all that dance, and I personally don't. I like to live life on the wide side. And I dropped the bracket and it fell on the ground. These 2 injectors look newer. I don't remember which cylinders we were having misfires on. Hopefully I'm on the correct side. That would suck. These are remanufactured injectors. This one looks a little crusty. That's a Jasper injector right there. You see JAS. These other ones look like Fords. So let me go make sure we are doing the correct side. Because that'd be pretty stupid of me. We'll go from there. So I am doing the correct side. We had an issue with number 6. That'd be the 3rd one back. That definitely wasn't number 8, but the Jasper one. So we're gonna go ahead and replace them. And on these 6-liters, I always do a relative compression test and a power balance, just to verify that we actually have mechanical base is good, like compression and all that other good stuff. I want to make sure everything's perfect with the engine before you would recommend injectors, especially on the 6-liters. You know, they can be a little finicky. It's like a 6.4. The bottom ends, they're tough, don't get me wrong, but like these air filters and stuff like this guy had on his, those are just disastrous for these trucks. I've seen so many failures from those. You try to tell somebody something and nobody listens to you. It's like the guy standing on the corner holding a sign, you know, the world is coming to an end. And I don't believe him either. The world's gonna come to an end one day. Okay. We're so backed up with work right now. It sucks. Like 3 tow-ins so far today. I haven't had time to check any of them yet. I hate that, but what am I gonna do? It just sucks because I'm very impatient. What's happening? How's it going? Does it run? USA, I guess, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it just sucks because I'm very impatient. And I put myself in my customer's shoes. You know, I want my vehicle back. I'm sure they want theirs back. So I always want to get everybody's vehicle back to them in a timely manner. But there's things that are out of my control that I can't. You know, it's not like I can morph in or get into a machine and make 3 more of me and we can get all this work done in 5 minutes. If I could, I would. But what you can do is what you can do. What did he say is wrong with his?
Brakes.
I thought it ran though, didn't it?
AC cannot. No, battery. You just put a new battery in there.
Great.
You want to? Which side would you like it on? We have a choice right here.
Let me tighten these and I'll go look. I don't know where we're gonna put it because I don't want to. But these 2 are already broken. These 2 we already got to push.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully, oh, still recording. Sorry, guys and gals. So we're gonna go ahead and torque these suckers to 26 foot-pounds. That's Tom Conroy.
Oh no.
The AC stopped working. Something about brakes. Something about the door. Then put a battery in, it won't start. Okay. I'm doing ramming for 26 today. Okay. How do you say? Perfecto. Okay. And next up, we have to plug the wiring in. Like I said before, make sure you put it in the right way, the tab down or riding up. Achieves the same thing. There's that one. There's this one. I've had one time there. Actually, I've seen a couple of them where they're put in like sideways or upside down. It's like, what? I mean, obviously people, some of the times, you know, you take it to somewhere where they don't know what they're doing and it's all screwed up. Where they don't pop these in all the way. Seeing a little bit of everything. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna put the rail on. Let's get the oil rail on. Now, you want to be careful with this oil rail. These nipples, these ones right here, there's 4 of them, 1 per injector. You want to make sure you don't touch them or twist them. Because if they move and you go set it down, it can tear the O-ring inside the injector. And that essentially, per Ford, is not a non-serviceable part. Now, I've replaced them before. I don't like to. But, you know, stuff happens, and I've actually never bit one, but I've had some where they pinch. But you want to get them lined up in, you'll feel it, wiggle it, and then push it in.
How did you?
So, again, the typical theme of this truck, everything comes out really hard. These usually don't come out that bad, but it took a little bit of a fight for some weird reason. Now, I'm going to set the oil rail back in. I'm pretty sure I can get the tube in one shot. Pretty sure. I know on the passenger side you cannot because the airbox is in the way. So, and what I mean by that is installing it as one whole piece. So, is installing this whole piece in one shot. Let me lube it up and then we're gonna try. Okay. I'm pretty sure it goes behind the bracket. Yep, just like that. Perfect. And we're not gonna tighten it yet because the rail's not tight. I'm just gonna go ahead and get both the dummy plug and the stand tube just set in. Again, you grease the crap out of them. You don't want those O-rings to bite. Set it in. And I'm gonna put the rail, tighten the rail down, and we'll tighten those down. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me get the bolts for the rail. Try not to drop them. Okay, just that one, this one. So remember, pay attention. Don't be like me. Just because I think because I'm in a rush, and that's not the first time I've done that. I do it quite often. It just happens. Something you forget, especially on the passenger side. Because the passenger side does not go that easy because the airbox is in the way for the front evaporator. And you can see there, right there, that's where the ICP would go if this rail was on the other side. So the cylinder heads are like that too. And the rails, not the valve covers. The valve covers are non-reversible. Which is pretty cool. It's a good idea. It saves Ford the hassle from having to engineer another part. Or I should say international. That one, that's one, that's one. Okay, there's that one. Okay, now let's set the gasket down. Set it the correct way this time. Okay, the rail is tight. Now we're gonna tighten the dummy plug and stand tube. What I do recommend with this is to tighten in my hand, because you know how much I love to use power tools. But I used to do that, and I've had one come back with the Teflon like twisted. So I'm just gonna do it in my hand and save me the headache down the road, you know? Like I said, they're all nice and lubed up. You just make sure they're nice and tight. They're good. Tight is all right. And then they said they had that inlet duct in stock at the dealer, so I don't know if I'm gonna get it today. Oh, goody. Goody, goody, goody. Today is going swell. There's a little bit of oil right there. It's okay. It's gonna get a little drizzle in the exhaust. It's fine when I go driving, it'll burn off. As long as we're not pouring oil on the exhaust, we're good. So, I like to do the easy ones first because I'm not that smart, so I want to make sure I get studs in the right place. Okay. These ones get bolts for the wiring, so the wiring doesn't hit the FICM, or so it doesn't push into the bottom of the FICM and damage the wiring. That back corner, the upper one, came out with a bracket, so we're gonna leave that one alone. This one is gonna get a bolt, no stud. The next one's gonna get a stud, if I don't drop it. The next one's gonna get a bolt, and then a stud. I hope. This should be it. Okay. Now I need to find. I dropped that other one down there, so let me grab that real quick. I was worried there for a minute. I thought my brain left the building, but apparently I was mistaken. So the bottom's gonna get all studs. I remember that's how this one was, and then we're gonna put the stud that I dropped right there, then the bolt in the back. We're done with the T30. Let's get the 12 deep so we can tighten this valve cover up. The sides. That one. Okay. You want to be careful how tight you tighten these. The whole top of the cylinder head cover, the lower valve cover, upper cylinder head, whatever you want to call it, is aluminum. It's made of like rubber aluminum. Very, very, very soft aluminum. So it's very easy to strip, so you want to be very careful with it. You do not want to strip it, trust me. Okay, that one's nice and tight. Now we're going to go and put the FICM brackets back on. This is the front one. The only reason I know that is because there's a stud still stuck in the back one, and the back one takes bolts. So, okay, now we're going to need my 10. Dookie. Okay. And tighten. Let's see if I can tighten that 10. Now, honestly, that's not the way I like to do it. It's kind of a little Becky Chan, to be honest, but it works. It's not like it's loose. And they're kind of a pain in the butt to get off when they're like that. So, yeah, just so you know. It's not my favorite way to do it, but it works. As long as it's functional and it doesn't cause any damage, then I'm okay with it. So now we're going to put the nuts on the brackets. That one, the one that I ran in last, had it on it already because it's hooked to the stud, so it's all tight. So we're not, that one's already good. I'm just going to go ahead and do these 4 nuts, the 2 on the front bracket, the 1 on that, and the 1 on the dipstick tube. Oop, snap, crackle, pop. Oh, better be careful. Okay, and then we're going to do this one right here. Okay, that one's tight. Okay, I want to put this. This isn't in the right place. I'm going to set it on that fuel line. That's as good as it's going to get right now. I'm going to need to grab the FICM, the bracket, and the bolts. I got the bracket and one of the FICM bolts that I dropped. Here's the FICM. Next, we're going to go ahead and plug in the FICM. I like to plug in the front one first because it lines me up for the others. But you can do it any way you like. No, I'm fine. Hopefully it's good. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
I know, that's why I came this week, because I went to Hawaii weeks ago and it was garbage.
That's how Panda Express is, though.
Yeah, but we got one Chinese spot out there and it's fucking garbage.
You try that one, there's one, you know where Stater Brothers is? There's a McDonald's, Stater Brothers, and...
Well, it was either this or Great Wall. I'll see about Great Wall, because Great Wall is usually always good.
Yeah, there's one the one over there's pretty decent.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's for what I remember, it used to be cheap. We haven't been there in a couple years. It used to be good food and it was cheap.
Now let's go check this one out. If it looks garbage, I'm gonna go.
You gonna go inside?
Yeah, I ain't gonna look garbage shit.
You got Loctite for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's like a green Loctite, so I did both sides. Fucking hammered it on there, and hopefully it works. I'll tell Vito, look, you can't get a drive shaft for it right now.
It's fine.
So.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright, we'll see you. We gotta catch up.
Yeah, I didn't bring no ketchup today. I got mustard.
Yes, I don't like mustard.
No? Mustard's good.
Yeah. No, I mean like barbecue.
Barbecue?
Yeah, I want to taste.
You want a Barbie?
I'm a Barbie girl.
You want a Barbie?
Alright, man.
I'll see you later.
Take care, man.
so tired. Let's get this on. Let's get it on. Oh, goodness. You don't want to leave these loose. When they do sound loose, it'll sound like a telephone is ringing. Kind of interesting. It's a unique sound. It's kind of funny. I'm not sure if I should put the coolant reservoir in just yet. I'm gonna put the charge tube in. We'll go ahead. Unfortunately, gonna be right in the line of the swamp cooler. Another race car. Okay, let's see how easy this thing is to get on. Don't forget the mass air wiring. Gotta stay on that side. Here's the contraption for the coolant filter. Alright, looks like it's added and deleted. So these can be a little fun to get on. So let me show you the trick. Okay, you can't tell nobody though. So I usually take my pry bar, go in this bracket, take it, pry on it, and just wiggle the tube. It goes right on usually. Just like that. As it stays between us. Okay, we'll continue the rest at a later date because I'm still waiting on some parts.